I mean, you kind of took the words out of my mouth. Web3 to me is about owning your own data, and Web2 is about other companies owning you.
Oh, I have to stop big tech from doing this to the future. Sorry, so we're trying out like new intro music. So I hope
It
that
was
was
nice, yeah.
to your
It's
taste.
jazzy.
What kind of music do you usually listen to?
I listen to a lot of rock, a little bit of pop, sort of that part of the map. Yeah.
Was that intro music kind of in your area zone, or in your like
I usually
audio
listen to
zone, I
female
guess?
singers singing like really silly songs. So no, but that's fine. I have nothing against other types of music. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, yeah. So thank you, Molly. You are content lead
I
over at
am
Coinmarketcap,
correct. I am.
correct? And you run the educational platform as well as Alexandria, and you also do a weekly
I do. I
podcast
do
over
do a
there.
weekly podcast, and I'm in charge of our educational online magazine, CoinMarketCap Alexandria, and then sort of millions of other tiny things as well. But those are my two main positions there.
Nice. Could you tell me a little bit more about
Sure.
Alexandria?
So I started it at CMC about 2 years ago almost. It started out with just me, and now it's grown to be a fair number of people. We're sort of one of the Binance Academies, CoinDesk Learns of the world, but better, or like I like to think so. We offer something different because we have all the CMC data at our disposal. So, we do how-tos for different technologies, deep dives into trending projects, some technical analysis. We have a very extensive glossary that's been cited. My favorite, when Matt Levine used our version of rug pull in his Money Talks column for Bloomberg. That was pretty cool.
Nice. So the name Alexandria, did it come from the library in Egypt that
Exactly.
was named after Alexander the Great, I think
Yep.
it
The
was?
idea is we'll capture all crypto
Nice.
knowledge in one place.
Yeah, I remember like a fun fact about that library is it got burnt down like by the Romans or something
It
like
was
that.
it was
I'm
burnt
like
down, I think,
not quite
many
sure,
times. It
but
was like
it
constantly
was
being burned down and rebuilt. And one time
many.
it just never was rebuilt. And so, yeah, it was eventually destroyed. There's nothing really left of it today.
So I actually read a follow-up book on like all the knowledge of the ancient world is now like in Timbuktu. So it's all like gathered from all over Africa and like the ancient world, and now it's all like directly in Timbuktu. And there's like a cult of librarians in Timbuktu actually who guard all these secret books, and people are trying to spend like millions of dollars to try to get access to these books, but like they really
That's
secure that
fascinating.
knowledge. So
I had no
that's an
idea.
interesting fun fact.
I'll have to look that up after this.
Yeah. So the book is called The Badass Librarians of
I'll write
Timbuktu.
that down. Badass Librarians of Timbuktu. Interesting.
So let's get into CoinMarketCap.
Yep.
I've been using CoinMarketCap for many years now. Like CoinMarketCap has always been my go-to source for, crypto prices and figuring out what's going on with the market. And recently, I've seen that you guys have been adding a lot of different features, like the Alexandria thing. That's recent. That's a recent addition, correct? Could you tell me about maybe what the trajectory of CoinMarketCap is in
Sure.
its
So
current
what we're
state?
trying to do at CMC is be the front page of the internet. We want you to be able to go on CMC and see everything that you'd want to know about crypto right on one page. So one of the biggest things that we've been doing recently, if you've noticed, is on our coin pages, now our project pages, we've added a chat feature, which seems like something that's simple and a lot of other sites have it, but no other sites are as large as we are. And so sort of adding that chat functionality, making it possible for our users to communicate with each other, for projects to post much longer updates about what they've been doing, almost in a medium-like capacity, is just one way we're trying to show that we're really about users first and just giving people as much information to as much data as we can.
You guys would describe yourself as a coin aggregator, is
Yeah,
that
like
correct?
a crypto data
Like you
aggregator.
aggregate all the data,
Correct.
crypto data aggregator. Okay, for sure. So how do you like determine the accuracy of the information that you're
So it's a
receiving?
very difficult job. We have a very large listings team that deals with the requests that come in for new coins, new dexes, NFT collections, et cetera, et cetera. And we have a very, very long set of very stringent listing requirements that are publicly on our site. You know, any project can take a look and see exactly what they need in order to be listed on CMC. So with that, that's sort of our first step that would weed out any obvious scams that aren't able to fill in all of the information that we need in order to be listed on our site. The second thing is our algorithm. So we have an algorithm that is ours, and it's been updated over the years in order to weed out, just by purely ranking projects with low liquidity, exchanges that may be wash trading, et cetera, et cetera. And so on our site, with that in mind, we also have a confidence score, which shows based on our algorithm what confidence we have that the data an exchange is giving us is accurate. We also have a way to rank exchanges in market pairs by liquidity, which is another way that you can see if you're trying to, start trading on an exchange, make sure that that market pair actually has enough bids and asks. So you're not just going to be sending out your crypto into the void and your orders aren't going to be fulfilled. So it's very difficult. In the past, we definitely have been criticized for not doing enough about bad information on our site. But I've always reminded the journalists that we're not making up this information. We have APIs with all of the exchanges. If the information coming in is bad, that's them giving us bad information. And it's up to us to come up with algorithms that will make sure that only the good information is being shown to people. And it's difficult, but I think we do a pretty good job.
That's a good answer, because like I would think that would be the most difficult part of being a coin aggregator. Like you have all these different exchanges and you try to get the most accurate information, and I guess the algorithm would be the best way to determine how accurate the information that you're getting is. So that's cool. So what about your competition? Like I forgot who it was, but like I know you guys have some other competition, and how do you approach them, and how do you do you see any threats on the horizon?
No. We're one of the largest websites in the entire world, top 60. We were a first mover back in 2014. There are other aggregators out there that are doing very interesting things, but no one is doing what we're doing right now in this space.
Nice. So what got you involved in crypto? What's your crypto
Yeah,
story?
so I was getting my master's degree in Russian political science, which is very far from cryptocurrency. And when I finished my degree, I didn't want to become a spy, and that's like, there's not really that many other things you can do. And I fell by accident into a journalist position at Cointelegraph. And I ended up staying there for a little over 2 years, becoming an editor, managing editor, and then head of their news department. And when my time there was done, I sort of bunny hopped over to Coinmarketcap to open up their content division because there hadn't been anything really content related on their site since then. So I definitely don't have a technology background, but I have a very strong writing background. And in crypto, there's almost no one that is a veteran. You know, you don't need 10 years of experience to work in crypto. You need like 10 days of experience. So I've been in it for over 4 years now, and that makes me actually even like someone that's been in it for a very long time.
So over 4 years, that means you got it in around 2018 when that huge bear market was going on for like a year and a half. How do you feel about crypto then? Because like we were just coming from 2017 with all the enthusiasm, and I think Bitcoin broke its all-time high at that point, and then 2018 was just like
Yes.
sadness. How do you feel about like what was your perspective on crypto?
Yeah,
at
so
that
I
point?
joined Cointelegraph in December 2017, right before Bitcoin hit its all-time high. And then I watched Bitcoin go down to 3,000 over the next few months. I am not a trader, but I am a hodler in the sense that I look at everything in the crypto space in a 10-year mentality. So I prefer not to get drawn into the price drama of up and down each month. You know, even if it's up and down 60%, and some would argue that is important, I just have a much, much longer outlook. And I think crypto is here to stay, and it's going to be here in 10 years. And what happens on the day-to-day is less important. So all of 2018, when Bitcoin was very low, the only way it affected me was my articles weren't getting as many views, which I was sad about. But even when Bitcoin does something bad, people are still interested in reading what happens to it. So that's the good in the end of it for crypto journalists.
Yeah, I feel like crypto is it's at the cutting edge, so people want to know where it goes. Especially like right now with Ethereum upgrading to proof of stake and doing the merge. That has to be super exciting. Are you guys getting a lot of hits on those
Yeah,
stories?
we did a very long piece on Ethereum 2.0, although now we're not supposed to call it that. They came up with a new terminology. But back then, about a year ago, that was one of our biggest pieces. It's like 20-page long article explaining all of the different things that was going to happen when the merge took place. I still am not quite sure when that will happen. It's been pushed back so many times at this point. It's become a meme, you know, when merge. I'm doubtful it's going to happen this year, but when it does happen, yeah, it's going to be fascinating. I think that it's one of the only things, one of the big technological advancements that's happening in this space right now.
Well, it just got merged into the Rothstein testnet, and I believe it's getting merged into another testnet now. So they said that the trajectory is around like August, but like you said,
I'll
it's been
believe it
pushed
when I
back
see
so
it.
many times. Who knows?
Yeah.
I think we all will. So, like, what's the process for a new project getting listed on CoinMarketCap? Like, I know you said it's on the website, but is there like a general outline of the things that you
Yeah,
guys look
it's
for?
on our methodology page. We have a listings sheet. It's through Zendesk. So if anyone's listening to this and you're one of the people that messages us on Twitter all the time and asks us to list your project, just do it through Zendesk. It's not possible any other way. You just have to fill out many annexes that have a lot of information about your tokenomics. So make sure you understand tokenomics before you apply to be listed on CoinMarketCap. And it is always free. We do not charge for listings. There's actually almost nothing we do charge for. We are not a revenue focused company. We're an information company.
I'm sure you get paid. Like, how do you guys generate
We were
revenue?
purchased by Binance in April 2020, which is the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange. And while we remain completely separate and neutral, it means that our targets have shifted. And so you'll notice that over a year ago now, we removed all banner advertisements from our site. Users don't like them. And obviously that was at a relatively large financial loss to us, but it's because we really genuinely want the users to have the best experience when they're visiting our pages.
Yeah, I actually noticed that. I also noticed that you guys have like these these new options that I have no idea what they do. Gravity and portfolio tracker. Like, could you
Sure.
explain
So
those
Gravity
to
is
me?
the name of what I was talking about a little bit earlier, which is the sort of medium-like platform on our site that really gives projects a chance to connect more with their users. The idea is that when you go to check out a coin on CMC, you might want to learn a lot more about it than just its price or its market pairs before you're willing to make that investment or not make that investment in a coin. And right now, in order to find that information, you'll go on Twitter, you'll go on Discord, you'll go on Medium, you'll look all around the project's website. And the project then has to be very, very good about making sure that users are going to all those platforms, that the information is there. The idea behind Gravity is that all of that information will be on that page, so there's nowhere else you need to go. You know, you want to see the project's white paper, they've posted it on Gravity on their page. It's a bit like a CMC social network. It's in early stages now, but we have a lot of projects onboarded, like BNB Chain, Tron, for example, so you can look at their pages, see the kind of information they're posting. And the portfolio tracker, yeah, that's just, again, we want you on the site as long as possible. You know, you can input your portfolio information, and then you don't have to look at all of your different wallets and exchanges and apps. You can just see how your portfolio is doing right there.
Very innovative. I wonder if is there a future for like maybe integrating smart contracts into the Coinmarketcap website? Like maybe not like tokens, but maybe I don't know, some sort of smart contract feature just to, or are there smart contract features already implemented on the
There
site?
aren't right now. We briefly had a swap feature, but it just was not that successful. I think that people are less interested with trading on our site than they are with just absorbing information. But this is a Web.3 world, so I think going forward in the future, we could be releasing more products that are sort of along those lines. I'm just not sure what they would be yet.
So on the horizon, a lot of crypto folks are also excited about the Metaverse implementation. Do you guys have any plans for the Metaverse or anything
Sure.
around that?
So last month was Coinmarketcap's first ever online conference called The Capital, Time to Ship, which I organized. And the entire event took place within the Metaverse on a third-party platform that we had built to look like a spaceship on the moon. Silly, but just the theme.
Nice.
And so we had about 100 speakers, about 5,000 participants walking around our moon base in the Metaverse, able to interact with each other, almost as if we were at a real, simple convention space, convention hall in real life. So I think moving forward, it would be interesting for us to sort of explore how we can have more CMC meetups and features, because our users are from all over the world, and it's very nice to connect them to each other.
I always like when we try new things, and definitely the Metaverse is one of the most exciting things, especially for people from my generation who grew up with like Power Rangers and VR Troopers. Like this is it for us.
I like the experiments with it.
Are you familiar with those?
I am.
Those?
I'm familiar with Power Rangers. Yeah.
And which
I
one?
remember there was a
Rangers?
cartoon,
Yeah,
maybe on
Power
Cartoon
Rangers.
Network or some channel that I would watch when I was younger.
Uh, I specifically remember like VR Troopers, virtual reality, like Power Rangers kind of thing, and they'll go into the metaverse and fight off like evil or something like that. Whatever, I don't care. It was amazing to me, and it was as a kid, like that really got my mind into like tr- understanding like the power of VR, like just being able to be immersed in like a whole different world. That was pretty
Yeah,
amazing
no,
to me.
there's lots of cool things being done now.
And also, just a side tangent, um, tattoo teenage alien fighters from Beverly Hills. That's also one of my favorites.
That's cool. It's a great name.
So I think last question would be, yeah, what's your perspective on the dynamic between like Web 2 and the transition to Web 3? Like what's your overall view on that happening right now?
Sure. So I know that at least in terms of the human aspect, there are definitely a lot of Web 2 people, people that work in Web 2 industries that are moving into Web 3 because Web 3 is, besides this past week, normally very full of jobs and money and opportunities for growth in a very creative industry. And I've heard good things and bad things about it. I've heard that some Web3 people are frustrated that, all of a sudden these Web2 people are their bosses or their colleagues and they don't know what a DEX is, they don't know what an ANM is, and it's causing them to sort of spend all their time educating their colleagues instead of working on products. On the other hand, I think it's so cool that that's even happening, that there are that many Web 2 people in the Web 3 space that need this education and need to understand what's going on. So I actually had another interview this morning with a new Web 3 project called the Humans of Web 3, where they talk to humans of Web 3. And it's just interesting to see the interviews they've done so far. Hear about experiences of breaking into the Web3 industry. I mean, you and I did it. It's different. It's the same, but it's different, I think I'd say, yeah.
Yeah.
More opportunities for sure.
I'll go first. What do you think defines like the Web 3 as opposed to Web 2? So, in my opinion, what defines Web 3 is just being able to like kind of own, like having everything centralized on like the user as opposed to on the platform. So that's what excites me the most. What excites you the most about Web3?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of took the words out of my mouth. Web3 to me is about owning your own data, and Web2 is about other companies owning you. I still think there's way more we could do with it. People are already talking about Web5, but I think we can stick with Web3 for a little bit longer because I really like some of the more fun aspects coming out of Web3, where it's playing games and earning money from it, exercising and earning money from it. I do think the iterations that we see right now might not be the best, might not even necessarily be the most honest that there could be, but it makes sense for the future. I like the direction it's going in. I think it's early, but it's moving. It's moved to earning sort of in the right way.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely early, but I really like just the innovation. Like people are really excited about just being able to build these games that you can actually monetize. Like I think everyone has wanted to play maybe a Super Mario and have those coins actually be spendable, and now we're in that phase where we can actually build those types of games. I think that's
It's
so
very
exciting.
cool.
Speaking of games, what's your favorite video game?
Oh, I'm really into Pokemon, like really into Pokemon. So I have the Nintendo Switch. I started out with a Game Boy, but now I have the Switch and I play the newer one, Arcadius, I think, came out. I'm almost done with it. I'm a very slow, very bad player, but I just love them. Uh, so Sword and Shield was the last one I beat. I play a little Zelda. It's not as cool as Pokemon, though. in my opinion. What about you?
Well, I'm a huge gamer. I love PlayStation, but I always respect like how innovative
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo always is because like while I feel like Xbox and PlayStation they're always focused on graphics and making everything super realistic. Like Nintendo's always focused on fun, and that leads to like stuff like the
I love
Wii,
the
which is
Wii.
like
I
you're
had the
moving
yeah,
these
I
things
had a
and
Wii.
it moves the characters. Yeah, I did too.
Yep,
Yeah, I had Wii golf, and
so
like a
fun.
whole party of people will be just like playing golf in the living room. That was amazing. And now I love the Switch, which is like, you know, kind of interoperable, which is kind of like future facing. So you could play it on your TV, put like put it in a handheld, and then like go somewhere and continue playing it. So I love like how innovative
Yeah, I
Nintendo's
love my
always been.
Switch.
And so as far as games, I feel like I was like PlayStation Metal Gear. I'm playing Horizon Zero Dawn right now, which is like scaring me for the future because like Horizon Zero Dawn takes place 3,000 years, and it's pretty much when like big tech got too powerful and started creating these robots that like wiped
And
out
it could
humanity.
happen.
So that scares me, but it's pretty
Could
fun to
happen.
play. It totally I play this game all the time. Like, yo, I have to stop big tech from doing this to the future. But yeah, for sure. So, thank you for joining us in our first podcast. I hope I wasn't too
No, it's
awkward,
good.
and like I hope we can I hope we can continue to, build this relationship. And I don't know if you've been following our newsletters, but like we are a project and we do want to eventually be listed on CoinMarketcap, trying to do everything the right way, go through all the checks and balances. But, when everything is right, I hope that we can like be listed on CoinMarketCap and then, uh, rise
Yep.
through the ranks.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, we're gonna need it.